Hey, good morning everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys are having a great morning. It's a little foggy, but we need to go and run some errands outside. So we're gonna go get a few things, but on the way to what we are going to get, which really is no relevance to you guys, we are gonna talk about the SUV market and just how big of a change the SUV market is going through with all of these new high-end SUVs that are coming to the market. The Bentley Bentayga has come out and it's just an absolute beast of an SUV. It's really just a super luxurious SUV, but it's come out and it's been out for a while now. And then we have the Lamborghini Urus that's coming out, but exclusively I want to talk about the Royce Cullinan. And it is the new Rolls-Royce lineup SUV that has come out, and I guess it's not quite out yet, but they've revealed it. They've taken all the wraps off of it, that we know a lot of the information about it, and it is a beast of a vehicle that brings the price tag along with it. So let's get to going where we are going to go. That's a tongue twister, that doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean. We're gonna head that way, and let's jump in the vet and go. Alright, so as I was saying, the SUV market has changed dramatically, especially pretty much on the top end of SUVs. Now, just a couple years ago, the luxury sport SUV market, and I shouldn't say sport SUV because that's saying sport twice. That's like saying sport utility vehicle. That doesn't make a lot of sense, but you know what I mean. The luxury SUV market, actually, at the high end, you were looking at the Cayman Turbo or the BMW X6M. Those were the high-end sport utility vehicles, and you also had some Range Rover Sports and kind of like that. But a lot of these topped out at 100, maybe 150 grand. That was a very high price tag to pay, but that has completely changed in the last year and a half, especially when the Bentley first came out. It actually has an MSRP of about $220,000, and it's crazy. It is very luxurious. It has incredible power. It's a lot of encompassing items that a lot of wealthy people have, but that's the thing, is you have to be wealthy really realistically to own that vehicle. It's not I just kind of want to go buy an SUV, I'm going to go buy a Bentley Bentayga. It doesn't usually work that way. So then we got new news of the new Lamborghini Urus, and that has been in the works for years and years. A lot of people thought it was never going to see the light of day, but it has been unveiled and it looks to be an amazing vehicle. And it also is about that $200,000 price range. It has a 4-liter twin turbocharged V8. It definitely still strives for that Lamborghini flamboyant feel, and I think it accomplishes that in some ways. But I think Lamborghini also tries to push as a truly usable SUV. It's got an off-road mode. In fact, it's actually got 3 off-road modes, lots of torque, and it just seems to be actually usable, but yet the interior still looks like something out of a fighter jet. They really did a great amount of detail work to keep it with that Lamborghini feel, yet again, usable. Not that a Lamborghini Huracan or a Aventador is not usable, but in the aspect of a off-roading vehicle being actually usable, and yet it seems like they've been able to accomplish that. But neither of these SUVs quite come into the same area as the new Rolls-Royce SUV, and it kind of is in a league of its own, which is somewhat expected. It is a Rolls-Royce. It is a vehicle that just pronounces itself at the very top level. When you have some of the features that this vehicle has, and we're gonna go over some of that, a lot of people expect this price tag, but for me, it still was astronomical. I will go ahead and let you know the price tag on the new SUV from Rolls-Royce, the Cullinan, is $325,000. Now, to put that in a little bit perspective for you guys, that's like going and buying a Urus, 200 grand, buying a nice little trailer, then going and buying a Demon to put on that trailer so you can go around the US and go to different tracks. All of that for the price of one Cullinan. Pretty crazy. So you really have to want one. You really have to just have the type of money where I guess you could have all 3 of those things that I listed in addition to the Rolls-Royce. But in the world we live in the world I live in, money does have value, and it is astronomically high priced for an an SUV. And of course, the extras, the features that you can add on to that are just going to be incredible. I guarantee there will be Cullinans that are pushing that $400,000 price tag. So what do you get for that type of MSRP of $325,000? Let's start with the power plant. Now the power plant is a 6.75 liter 12-cylinder engine, twin turbocharged, taken from the Phantom. And with that, you get 563 horsepower and 621 pound-feet of torque. So it's no slouch. It definitely is going to be able to be taken off-road, and it's going to have plenty of power to push you around as you need it. The vehicle can even be submerged into almost 2 feet of water. So it's not going to be just your typical Rolls-Royce. Now, I don't know if I would have the heart to take a $325,000+ vehicle out off-roading, but certainly the people that probably can afford it do not mind, and they're going to put it through these tests, and the tests have been really brutal from what I've seen, but the vehicle is just, it's beautiful. They really did craft it in a great way, and I'm really impressed with the overall exterior looks of the vehicle. What are some of the features that you get at this price point? Of course, everything is going to be handmade. Every material is going to be perfect. It's going to be such a nice feel to everything. Nothing is going to feel cheap. That's expected, but they've redone a lot of things. Now the gauge cluster is actually still has the chrome accents on it, but it's all a digital cluster, and it looks very nice. When I actually saw it, I was convinced it wasn't a digital cluster because of those little chrome accents that go around the gauges, but yet it feels and looks so nice. The back is just as nice to be in as the front. You get full 360 parking sensors. You get sensors in the front of the vehicle that actually read the conditions of the road. So why go over bumps and change as you go over them when you can read the road before you actually get there and then make the adjustments ahead of time? That's how sophisticated the system is that the Cullinan has. These are just some of the features that come standard on a vehicle that, again, is at an astronomical price point. Now let's talk about the overall size. The size is a lot bigger than I think a lot of you are thinking of. Now, most sportier SUVs actually are a little bit smaller in size. This is much different than that compared to like the Urus, the Bentayga. This is a very large vehicle. To give you some specs, it is 210 inches long, 85 inches wide, and stands 6 feet tall, 72 inches. Now, to help you put, again, that into a little bit of perspective, we're talking about a vehicle that is almost the size of a full-size Chevy Suburban. A Suburban is only about a foot longer. It's actually 3 inches less wide, and it only stands 2 inches taller at 74 inches instead of 72 inches. You have this massive vehicle at 6,000 pounds with this massive power plant in the front, pushing it off-road, and just with all of these capabilities. It really is impressive what they've kind of packed in, and that's again where this price point comes from. This luxury, I mean, the things that the side skirts that you have as you get in the vehicle are flat with the floor. So why have to step up over them when you can just slide right in? Much easier for the user. Things like that, they've thought over everything. In the back, there's actually a little switch that as you can push things in the storage, there's 2 kind of levels. There's a little elevator level that kind of flattens it out, so as you're putting in luggage, now it's a nice, level space. You don't have 2, distinct edges that kind of push up against each other. It's just incredible. They've thought of all these different features. And so while the Rolls-Royce is incredible, there are a lot of options. The new Urus really is going to be something, but at the same time, you have to accept the fact that it is a different vehicle. Rolls-Royce did not go out to really compete with the Urus, or even maybe a little bit more so the Bentayga. That's a little bit more of your luxurious, relaxing ride that you can have as you kind of drive around town. It's not going to be as sporty, yet it still offers all of those off-road capabilities. Now again, for my average viewer, including myself, we are not going to be probably buying one of these Rolls Royces. I hope you all have dreams. If it's something that you want, that maybe you can attain one day, but for the average person, it's just not realistic. And in all honesty, if you have near that type of money, there are so many great options, but it is incredible what Rolls-Royce has put out, especially as their first introduction to the SUV market. You can't deny the fact that they've kind of gone all in, as they always do with their different vehicles. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you a little insight on just how much the SUV market is changing, especially with the introduction of these new vehicles. Guys, thank you so much for the support. If you guys enjoyed this video, please smash that like button. Subscribe if you're not already part of the family. I appreciate, again, all the support. You guys are the best. I've just enjoyed this so much, and I will continue to put out a video every single day. The next couple videos are going to be a lot of fun, so I can't wait for them. You all have a great day. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow.